SF Sports presentation. Game Night Live kicks off now. Sponsored by UCCU.
Well, Saturdays from late August through the holiday season, of course, those are meant for college football, but Friday nights are for the lights, and we are shining them all over the state in this Week 3 edition of Game Night Live. Thanks for joining us tonight. You know, we start with the 6th-ranked team in the entire country, Corner Canyon, fresh off of their win over IMG Academy of Florida just last week. They're visiting number 2 team in the state, Lone Peak, who's off to a 2-0 start. And on the first drive for Corner Canyon, Helaman Kasuga is picked off by Wesley Valgardson. That would lead to a Knights touchdown to take the early lead. Then in the second quarter, tied at 7, Milo Niumetolu finds Bear Tenney. He sheds a tackle, goes 58 yards for the score, and the Knights built a 28-7 lead. Corner Canyon did cut into it by 7 points in the fourth, driving for the tying score. Kasuga, though, is sacked. Let the celebration begin. Lone Peak knocking off Corner Canyon 28-21. Now, you might remember last week, Highland scored 2 touchdowns in the final 2.5 minutes of the game to stay unbeaten at 2-0. Green Canyon, on the other hand, they are also 2-0, but they haven't quite had the same late game drama so far this season. Green Canyon hasn't allowed a single point all season long in their 2 wins so far, but on Friday, that all changed when they took on the Highland Rams. And in the second quarter, Green Canyon's Bryson Pabst makes a great back shoulder catch, which set up a 1-yard score for the Wolves. 16 seconds left in the half. Highland answers Manasa Pela to Jackson Folau. It was 14-14 at the break. We go to the fourth quarter now. Shandon Thane takes the handoff, makes a great move to bounce it outside, goes 23 yards for the touchdown run, and Green Canyon leads 21-14. That's how it would stay until a minute 22 left in the game. Pela to Manasseh Wolfgram, a 22-yard touchdown to send the game to overtime for the second week in a row. All right, let's go to overtime. The Rams with the ball first. Pela scores on a 1-yard run. They line up for the extra point, but it is going to be blocked by the Wolves. Green Canyon's turn, and Peyton Wilson finds Thane in the end zone, tying the game at 27. An extra point can win it, and Tanner Holt sends it through the uprights. Green Canyon remains undefeated, a 28-27 win on the road. A high-scoring affair for the battle for the shield between Weber and Roy went on Friday night. In the second quarter, Roy's Drew Gardner finds Zay Morris deep over 2 defenders for the 62-yard score. It was Roy's Robert Young, though, that powered the Royals to victory. Listen to this stat line: 4 rushing touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, and he threw a 15-yard touchdown pass as well. Royals got the win 48-34. Both Syracuse and Harriman looking for their first win of the season. One would get it on Friday. In the third quarter, Harriman's pass is tipped, caught, but then the ball pops free on the hit and is picked off by Cole Holcomb, who takes it 30 yards to the house. Riker Van Coleman would give Syracuse the lead on a touchdown run later on. Syracuse getting the win, 24-17. Mountain Ridge, coming off a 58-point win last week, was visiting Davis on Friday. Davis is off to a good start. Traden Bessinger to Bodie Sparrow, 40 yards to the house. And then in the second quarter, Bessinger is going to find Tyson Baggett, a 2-yard pass. That's another touchdown. Davis has a 21-0 lead. Davis was looking really dominant. Mountain Ridge was trying to get 7, but Connor Brown gets the interception in the end zone, and Davis wins by 26 points. All right, our Game Night Live Game of the Week takes us to Lehi, a team that has become the number 2 ranked team in the state and a perennial contender for state titles. They boast that number 2 ranking on Friday, and Lehi was hosting Bingham on the KSLSports.com and KSL Sports app for our Game of the Week. The Miners scored the game's first touchdown, a 40-yard touchdown pass to Cole McKinney to go up 7-3. But it was all Lehi after that. Jet New hit Maze Madsen on a 50-yard touchdown to give Lehi the lead. Then in the third quarter, they were just padding the lead. New would go deep to a wide-open Carter Cutler that would result in an 87-yard touchdown, and Lehi wins 34-23. They remain undefeated. 2-0 Orem visiting 0-2 Farmington. Don't let those records fool you, though. In the second quarter, Farmington Travis Hoops breaks free, a 73-yard touchdown run. Farmington led the Tigers 19-0, but comebacks are not unfamiliar to the Tigers. They rip off 24 unanswered points, 21 in the second half, including a pair of scores by Faleti Longi and capped off by a 47-yard touchdown pass to Kao Akana. Orem is now 3-0 on the season. Next week, the Game Night Live crew will be at West Jordan. Friday, the Jaguars hosting 2-0 Alta. Alta came out of the gates hot. Riker Ellis's 18-yard pick six was part of a 21 straight point streak for the Hawks. West Jordan quarterback Tyson Demke, he was dialed in the second quarter, though. A pair of touchdown passes to end the half, and then a 77-yard bomb to Julius Mulitalo in the third quarter helped the Jaguars get a nice win. The defense forced 5 turnovers. They shut Alta out in the second half for the 31-21 win. Skyview is traveling down to Spanish Fork. We pick it up in the first quarter here. McKay Smith is going to find Brock Jacobson in the back of the end zone for the first score of the game. And then in the second quarter, Spanish Fork on the drive, McKay Smith finds Caden Vest, who weaves through traffic and breaks free for a 48-yard touchdown. 21-7 Spanish Fork. Caden Vest went for over 200 yards in that game on the ground, and Spanish Fork got the big win. American Fork was hosting and West, actually. They were both looking for their first win. Highlight of the night was this, the one-handed grab by Will Miney, his first of 2 scores. Cavemen outscored the Panthers 41-6 after falling behind 9-0 in the first, and they get the big win this week. All right, it's one of the oldest high school football rivalries in this entire state. The battle for the Golden Spike. It was contested once again on Friday night for the 104th time in those schools' history between Bear River and Box Elder. And the rivalry game also marked the 1,000th game in the history of Box Elder football. Bear River still looking for its first win of the season. They had a pretty quiet first half in this game. Box Elder was leading 7-3 in the third when Bear River's Jackson Therer finds Tatum Stevens for the 14-yard score, but it was all bees after that. Therer got sacked, he fumbled, and Box Elder's Jay Macias got the scoop and the score with that 72-yard return. Box Elder wins the Golden Spike for the 75th time, 21-10. All right, down in Cedar City, this is called the Pickaxe rivalry game between Canyon View and Cedar. Quarterback Everett Kelling and receiver Trace Overson were feeling it on Friday night. They connected on a 47-yard score in the first quarter. Then in the second, Overson is going to come down with the one-handed catch in the end zone. Cedar runs away with this one, the final there, 33-7. Undefeated Brighton was hosting Riverton on Friday night. Brighton's Rice Palapoi to a wide-open Case Beams. This is going to result in a 74-yard touchdown. They also connected on a 67-yard touchdown in that first quarter. Brighton was up 28-0 when Riverton finally got this. The tipped pass picked off by Coleman Garn. He takes it back for the score, but Brighton was just too much. They got the win, 42-14. Northridge and Kearns. The Knights start off hot. How about Jackson Frescas taking the shovel pass? And he's got a lot of room to run. 88 yards to the house. The Knights get 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. Frescas would add 3 more receiving touchdowns on the day to help Northridge to their big win. Summit Academy was hosting Duchesne. First quarter here, Cash Whitman's going to find Kyle Lively. Takes that route 30 yards to give the Bears the 7-0 lead. Let's jump ahead now to the fourth quarter, where Bo Dixon takes the handoff. He's going to go 23 yards on the ground for the touchdown. Summit Academy gets the nice win, 29-12. All right, don't go anywhere just yet. We've got more Game Night Live coming up with the Game Night Live highlight reel. That's coming up next. Well, imagine a delicious recipe and all the ingredients that come together to make that dish, right? Well, here at Game Night Live, the ingredients, they're the weekend's high school football games. The chef, KSL sports producer Hu Tran. And the dish, it's the Game Night Live highlight reel. Bon appetit. You know, we saved my favorite part of the show for last this week. A great weekend of high school football cannot be complete without the top 5 plays, and we count them down right now. This is the game night 5, and of course we always begin with number 5, and this one goes to Trace Overson, who gets tall, goes up to get the one-handed grab. Cedar got a nice win in the Pickaxe rivalry game over Canyon View. Trace Overson, a big part of that victory. All right, let's stay in that same game for the number 4 play. This time on defense, Dax Wankier is going to make the one-handed interception, tips it to himself, and catches it with the same hand. What athleticism there. That got him number 4 on our countdown. Number 3. You know, Riverton didn't have too many points, but the ones they got were pretty spectacular. Coleman Garn got 6 of them on the tipped pass. He picked it off and took it back to the house for our number 3 play of the week. All right, you want more pick sixes? Well, good. Guess what? You're in luck. Here's the number 2 play. Cole Holcomb for Syracuse. This looked like it was going to be a completed pass for Harriman, but the ball gets popped free into the air. Holcomb grabs it, and he's got room to run for the touchdown on that tipped pick 6 for Syracuse. And the number 1 play, drum roll please, it goes to Cade Wilkinson. How about the one-handed touchdown grab for American Fork? Outstanding plays all around, all week long. The Game Night 5 delivers once again. You know what? We are already approaching week 4 of the high school football season. Next Friday, Game Night Live takes us out to West Jordan, where the Jaguars will be hosting the Orem Tigers. Jeremiah Jensen and Stevenson Sylvester will be on the call as always, and you can watch that game live as well as several others at KSLSports.com or on the KSL Sports app. And of course, we've got a lot more coming your way from this BYU football game. Stick around at 10 o'clock here for KSL 5 News for more. We'll see you then.